Hey, Bum, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. So today we want to talk about people's websites and what is the most common misconception they have about their own websites?
And I ran into this question today with somebody. People think that if they go to vendor A and they pay for a website, that it will be fully functional and ready to go and just streaming with clients. And I like to tell people it's like a new construction home. They built you the house, but you have to move into it. You can't just build the house and then 2 years later say, it's so uncomfortable and it just doesn't fit me and it's not nice. You never put a bed in, you never put up some draperies. You just literally have the house there, but they didn't make it your own. Okay. So when a website company builds you a website, move into the website, start doing blogs, put up your own pictures, start sharing those pages, places around the internet. You need to actually make it your own, change the default language about, welcome to our website. Because if you don't change the default language and they've got 10,000 website customers, everybody's website has the same language. So you have to move into the site and make it your own. And most people feel like, well, I paid vendor X, X amount of, whatever every month, and my website's not churning out anybody. You didn't move into it. And if you don't understand how to move into it and do stuff, call me, call Leslie. But we'll show you how to move in and make the website your own. But really, right now, if you're just paying for it and you're not getting anything out of it, it's because you didn't move in. Now, some of the websites will limit what you can do. They will limit what SEO skills you can have and blogs. And some of them are limiting them because you just probably legitimately don't know what to do with it. And some of them are limiting them because they want to sell you Google Ads. And they want to kind of their business model is set up to keep you from doing too much moving in so that you have to pay them for the ads. It's not the cost of the printer that gets you, it's the cost of the cartridges, right? So we want to be in a situation where we own the site and we move into the site and all those leads come in hopefully organically. Some ads are not bad, but organic is better. But you have to occupy the home. You have to make it your own. Paint a wall, put up some drapes, put it in a nice bit, and just basically fill out the place. It would be like your buyer 2 years later saying, hey, you sold me this house and we've hated it the whole time. It's not really worked for us. And you go over to show the place and they've never put a thing in the house. And they want to blame you for being a bad realtor. No, we gotta help people.
And often when people come to us, when they come to us when they with their websites, like I've had this website, it's not doing anything. One of the first things we find out is they haven't touched it. You're right, they haven't moved into it. Oftentimes they may have chosen a provider where they need a professional, like they need to understand HTML encoding and things like that to build it out. And SEO is sometimes not even an option for them. Now, I know you have basically two price point recommendations for people who are looking to build a website. Can we talk about those two options and why you think those are good options for people?
So if somebody is an agent and they can afford $80 a month, I think Pro Agent Website is a rudimentary starter website company. And I know, by the way, I don't get paid by anybody to say their names. So these are just, I've reviewed about 46 brands of IDX companies. These are my feelings on this, and they're just my feelings. So anybody else can have other feelings. Pro Agent website will let you do keywords, meta descriptions, as many pages as you want without charging you extras. Some sites will charge you if you want more than 5 pages, they charge you and they have to design them. Crazy. Some sites won't let you do keywords. Some sites won't let you do meta description, or the meta description is for the homepage, but not all the subordinate pages. And we're helping people build their pro agent sites out. I've now figured out how to do exponential site creation. Much like in a second, I'll cover the other site that I like. But you can now do a lot more with a pro agent website and get as many links out as possible. The second site I like, if for $3.50 a month, is Real Geeks. And the reason I like them, I think they perform the best with SEO, and they give you all the options to do it yourself. And if you know what you're doing, you can. And this is where I really excel, is pushing those sites and getting those built out so that they become generation engines for people. Now, again, you have to work either one of these. You have to go into the CRM and actually look at the clients that sign up. I was helping a person the other day. He had a Real Geek site. It's been sitting around for 2 or 3 years. I built it out for him on and off. And we went into his CRM and he had 80 valuation requests that he didn't know were there. These are people who gave him an email and a phone number or something, some basic part of elements, and he didn't know they were there because he never went into it.
I'm doing
So
the
we
math in
have,
my head. I'm doing the math in my head. What is the average sales price? Let's say he only got 10% of those. What's the average sales price? What's the commission? That's a lot of just missed commission. A lot of just missed commission. Not only that, if he has a team that he's supporting, that could have supported them as well. That's a
well,
lot of
the reason we
commission.
found this is he's starting a team, and I was helping him put that team member into his CRM. You know the process on doing this in Real Geeks. And we put the team member in. And I was like, well, while we're here, let's just double check. And I was like, holy crap, look at what we have here. He's like, well, I didn't know that. So either one of these systems, whether it's Pro Agent at $80 a month or Real Geeks at $350 a month, um, either one of those would be good, and they are the best of breed for doing SEO. Other companies will tell you they're SEO compliant and everything's great, but they're not. And I've reviewed them, and I can show you if you want to book a time with me, I can show you why. I'm happy to review somebody's website. If you want to book a time with me, I'll show you the behind the scenes of your website and what's working and what's not. Every one of them has something, but you just need to know what to do with it. But if you're starting from scratch or you're just unhappy, either one of these two companies would be a good place for you to go with. We work with both of them. We know how to help you. Um, I've worked with so many other site companies. I've worked with Lofty. I've worked with um, um, Boomtown. All I can't think of them right now,
AV
but
Core.
Ylopo, Luxury Presence, Agent Image. I've looked at all of them and I've worked on most of them. And I can just tell you out of those, Pro Agent website at $80 a month, Real Geeks at $350. Are great. Sierra has one major flaw that if Sierra fixed it, it would be my third choice, but Sierra doesn't want to fix that flaw, and that's fine. So Sierra would be great if they would just fix this one flaw, and they don't do it.
And you have
So
informed them of that flaw, haven't you?
yes, I had a very nice little meeting at a conference one time, and the head salesperson was there, and he said, "Come back tomorrow. The president will be here." And I came back the next day, and I walked up with my little speech, and I explained exactly, and they took copious notes, and they said, "You know what? We're going to go fix this." 3 years later, it's not fixed. So if they watch this, call me, call me. So so that's it right there. Is in a nutshell is move into the site, own it, get as much out on the racks as you can. What I describe it as is, let's say we own a clothing store and we're going to have, a nice set of trousers and shirts and hats in the front window. And when people come into our store, we say, go to the back room in the storeroom and go through the boxes and find your size and color. Nobody's going to do that. That's kind of sketchy. But what we do with our website is we have a box that says, good luck finding your own house. Good luck knowing the search terms and what to do and how to find it and make my site work. Good luck finding your own thing in the back room. I like to have everything out on the racks. I like to have a link for cul-de-sac lots, corner lots, wooded lots, homes with a basement, homes with a mother-in-law plan, homes with whatever. Let's get them all out so that people can just go to them. And so that Google can say, if somebody types in homes in Plano, Texas on a corner lot, it goes right to that site with a link because Google's not going to send you to a website that's got a box that says good luck finding it yourself. So that's in my mind, having exponential link development and exponential site development working together, all of it with SEO has you a much better chance of you having a legacy site that you can then someday retire and give to somebody else and let it generate.
And by the way, this is a long-term commitment. This is not something I've
Yes,
got a website for 60 days. It didn't do anything for me. We always often talk about if you build it, they will come. And for those people who want to do it themselves, those two sites are probably the easiest for them to try and build themselves. And I tell my clients, just do 5 pages a day. 5 pages a day. If you would just do it 5 pages a day, you could keep on. For those who don't want to do it, we can help them with that. We even offer a subscription service so that they can just say, this is how much you're getting every month. Like,
right.
so you, but you can't just stop building it. Like
No,
it's a never ending thing. And if you're doing that, you're already going to be way ahead of the agents who just have that box that says find your home here. But it is
exactly.
a long-term
Exactly.
commitment, and it is a product that you're putting out there for the long term, for the entirety of your career, and
Yeah.
possibly the next generation as well.
Yeah. I tell people this, and you work out, I don't. If I do one sit up, do I have abs? Because I set up in bed, by the end of the week, I should have a 7 pack. Because I set up every day in bed, I should have abs, right? I have to do this thing called repetition, which I don't do. So if I repeat the number of pages I do, 5 a day or 5 a week, if I keep doing those reps, it will work. If I send out a postcard, hypothetically, I send out a just sold postcard to my farm and I get no response, I say, oh, well, the postcards don't work. I didn't do reps. I send out one postcard, I expect to have abs? No. I need to send out postcard after postcard after postcard to get my name in front of people. So site building is it's a long-term play. It's a passive lead source. It's a long-term play. Passives build legacy. Active lead sources pay off faster. This is a passive. It's a long-term play, and it will build your legacy of you for your company over the years.
Right.
Yep.
Well, this is all great information. If someone wanted you to either review their website or to sit down with you and talk about what site would be best for them, how would they get in contact with you?
Bookbobtime.com. Bookbobtime.com has my links. You can go on my Calendly and set up time with me, and I'll be happy to work with you.
And by the way, Bob can also show you actual progress because he actually
Yes.
tracks the data on almost like 50 sites or more.
Yeah, we're up to about
Um,
50 sites under management right now that we review.
And so he can not only tell you, hey, here's how's your site doing, but he can compare it to all the other sites. So if there's a month where like nobody's getting traffic, but you're getting a lot, we'll look at yours and see why are you getting that traffic or vice versa. So this
Right.
way you know if traffic falls, if it falls with everybody, then it's just a slower month. But we can track that with everybody, and this way we can give you a better idea of what's going on. Looking at your site is great, but looking at the data for all those other sites and comparing them makes it better.